Hello, challenge problem people. So for our lesson 11 problem set, our challenge problem is going to be question 4. So it says Jenny buys 22 pens that cost $1.15 each and 15 markers that cost $2.05 each. How much did Jenny spend? And I have a bonus question for you. We had just been working on expressions last week. So your challenge problem is to also write an expression for this question. Try your best. Remember, an expression will show what you're going to do without actually solving it. All right, when you're ready to check your work, you can or pause the video, solve, and then when you're ready to check your work, you can press play again. Okay, so I'm going to start with the expression because that's showing me what I have to do to solve. So the first part is she's buying 22 pens, and they each cost $1.15. So in order to solve for that, to figure out how much the pens are costing, I would do 22 times the $1.15. But that wasn't the only thing she bought. She also bought 15 markers for $2.05. So this is going to tell me the cost of the pens. The cost of the markers, I'm going to do 15 markers times $2.05. In order to find the total, I'm going to add them. So I have my two parts. I would solve for these first. That's why they're in parentheses. And then I would add them. Did yours look anything like this? Okay, let's check. So on this first one, I have $1.15, and I'm multiplying by 22. I kind of like this because that means I only have to do the thinking once. The answer is going to be the same. Because, there we go. 115 times 2 is going to be 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. So I just did 115 times 2. For this one, that's a 20. So if I add a 0, now I'm pretending it's a 2. 115 times 2 is what I just solved for. So it's going to be the same. 2, 3, 0. 2, 3, 0. And just have an extra 0 because this wasn't a 2, it was a 20. When I add 0, 3, 5, and 2. And this one I think is a little bit more clear about where it should be because we're talking money. Where does our decimal always go when we're talking about money? Right there. You always have 2 numbers to the right of it. That's your cents. But let's just, for sake of practice, write it out. So 1.15, I'm going to round to 1. 22, I'm going to round to 20. So my answer should be close to 20. And it's 25. So very close. Sorry, I've been standing still too long. There we go. The second part, let's figure out what the markers will cost me. Or cost Jenny. I'm not buying them. $2.05 times 15. Ignoring the 1. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 0 is 0, but I have to add the 2. 2. 5 times 2, 10. There we go. So 205 times 5 is 1,025. I'm done with this 5. I'm going to move on to my 1, which isn't a 1, it's a 0. So I've added a, it's not a, sorry guys, it's actually pretty late right now. So it's not a 1, it's a 10. So I add a 0. And now I know this. 205 times 1 is 205. I'm going to add those 2 parts together. 5, 7, 0, and 3. And again, this is money, so I know my decimal should be here. $2 times 15. But for the sake of practice, I'm going to round this to 2. I'm going to round this to, well, I'm going to keep it 15 actually, because I know 2 times 15 is 30. And there we go. My answer is very close to 30. But they didn't want to know how much I spent on pens and how much I spent on markers, or how much Jenny spent on those things. They want to know how much did Jenny spend total. So I'm going to add up those two parts. She spent $25.30 on pens, $30.75 on markers, and I make sure my decimals are lined up. So I'm adding my tens together, my ones together, my tenths together, and my hundredths together. 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus 7 is 10. Don't forget your decimal. 5 plus 1 is 6. And 2 plus 3 is 5. How much did Jenny spend? Jenny spent, don't forget your unit, your dollar sign, $56.05. There we go. Good job for doing the challenge problem, guys. So proud.